Hello, everybody. It's Paul Neeson with the Raw Life Health Show, and I just wanted to make a video today talking about the cost of being a vegetarian or being a vegan. Because one of the excuses I hear often is it's a lot of money to be a raw foodist or eat a raw food diet. And yeah, if you're going and eating in raw food restaurants all the time, it's not inexpensive. But if you're doing this wisely, there's no cheaper way to eat. And I just got out of Trader Joe's and I bought a bag full of organic apples, and it came out to about 50 cents an apple, considering how many apples were in the bag and so on. That's organic apples. And I bet you get a big giant bag of carrots for $20. That's enough juicing for at least a week right there. I also went to Aldi's and I got some chopped up kale organic, and that was very inexpensive also. That'll last me for 4 or 5 juices. And a lot of it is where you shop. So I wanted to give this tip today about where to shop if you're starting a new lifestyle of eating raw or eating vegetarian if you've never done it before. Because a lot of us will have a tendency to just go into a vegetarian restaurant and order something from the menu, or you're just not aware where to go to get the food. But doing things like Costco, buying bulk, can save a lot of money. Some people say, well, I'm just one person, so I don't need all that bulk food. Well, local farmers markets or local fruit stands or produce stands are always going to be cheaper, or not always, but most likely, most of the time, going to be cheaper than going to big supermarkets. And I'm glad big supermarkets now have organic produce, but it's still a lot more money than the unorganic produce at a big supermarket. But if you go to non-big supermarkets, you can probably get them at a good price, especially if it's starting to get ripe and people haven't bought in it. You can get a better deal. Now, that big supermarket, there is one exception, which is Walmart. You can get some great deals at Walmart. So between Walmart and Aldi's and local farmers markets and Trader Joe's, it's not that much money to eat this way, to eat a healthy diet. Now, if you're going to be shopping at Whole Foods every day, which a lot of people that uh, want to live a healthy lifestyle tend to do, yes, there's a reason why we call it whole paycheck. It's going to be a lot more expensive. So, you got to really be accountable for the money you're spending on your food. And definitely don't want to be eating out. Dave Ramsey says something great, which I love. He says, I don't want to see you in a restaurant unless you're working there. Eating out will just wipe you out. I mean, I could literally spend my whole week's budget in one meal eating out, especially if I'm going to get dessert at a raw food restaurant and get a whole meal. And that's just for me. And if I take 2 or 3 other people, that's a good amount of money. So try to limit eating out. I do recommend a food budget, but don't plan that budget right away. Try to do the best you could. Shopping at these places, compare the prices, because a lot of times you might not think it's significant because you're saving $1 here or $2 there. But when you start comparing the prices, I mean, I will take the time to go to 3 or 4 different places to get cheaper things, and I know I'm saving money. For example, I could buy the same exact amount of food at Whole Foods as I do Trader Joe's. And Trader Joe's, if I spend $30, that same amount of food at Whole Foods will somehow be double the price. I am not exaggerating. And and yes, and we talk about the amount of foods. Yes, some foods cost more than others, but there are places that are more inexpensive. Now there's a place, I believe it's called Thrive. You can order over the internet and get 20 or 30% off all your food items. And that's a great opportunity as well. You pay a 1-year fee, and you don't even have to take the time to go to the store to get it. And there's several places like that online, and I did compare the prices, and you're definitely saving a good amount of money. I haven't had an opportunity to do that yet, but that's another great way to do this inexpensively. So my question, everybody, is, and I know a lot of you watching are already eating a raw food diet or a vegetarian diet. Out of curiosity and for fun here, my question would be let's post below the videos, or below the video, how much money you spend a month on your healthy lifestyle from food only, just food. How much money you spend a month in food. And another thing, I mean, some of you don't want to hear this, but if you really want to go to the extreme, dumpster diving, I mean, I know I can't find organic bananas that, or any bananas that are ripe in the store. But you go behind Aldi's and you find yourself in cases of ripe bananas that are sitting there because nobody else is buying them. And you might have to argue with the homeless man for them, but hey, I'm going to get some good food for free. I'm going to get good food for free. Freeze them up, put them in a freezer. There's just so many different ways. And so once you get that number of how much you spend, continue to work at it. And it's definitely cheaper to eat a junk food diet, without a doubt. Well, it's not cheaper, that lifestyle, because even though you're spending less on food, you're spending more on medical bills. You're spending more days out of work. You're spending more days being less productive because you're too tired to get out of bed and do anything. But from a food standpoint, yes, organic food costs more, healthy food costs more. However, the point of this video is to let you know and everyone know, and if you already know this, confirm with you that it does not have to be a lot of money to eat this way. What you're going to decide, where you're going to eat and how you eat versus making it yourself. Eating less, you got to take into account. I eat a lot less now. If I was eating junk food, I'd be eating a lot more. So you got to take all these things into account. So I get very satisfied eating nice organic juices and food where if it's not fresh, ripe, or organic, I might have to eat more just to even come close to that satisfaction and also meet my nutritional needs. So it does not have to be expensive to eat healthy, and people need to realize that. And you know, there are things that sometimes I'll spend a little bit more money on just because I know it's organic. But there are some crazy things. I saw like you go to Whole Paycheck, they have like literally have exotic fruits, like star fruit, for example. I have 20 or 30 or 40 star fruits on my tree, right? And I can get star fruit for free right outside my front door. I know a lot of people don't have an opportunity to do that, but they're ripe, they're fresh, and they're great. When I go to Whole Foods or even the regular supermarket and I see star fruit, $2 for one. I was there the other day and they had a soursop, which is also called guadabana. They had a big soursop. I think it was 5 pounds. This thing is $10 a pound. $50 for a fruit? I love fruit and I love soursop. I'm not paying $50 for a soursop. And it doesn't have to cost that much. And if it's that much, I'm not getting it. So, you know, we gotta weigh that. I don't know if anyone is getting it. Maybe the workers are eating it or something, but you have to weigh out the differences, and you gotta be reasonable when it comes to certain foods, how much it is. And even though I love soursop, it's one of my favorite fruits, I'm not paying that much for soursop or any fruit. So I have paid $50 actually for fresh durian the first couple of times I've seen it. So, but you live and you learn. And I'm trying to warn you guys how to keep it reasonable and effective for eating and living and doing this type of lifestyle. And you know, also intermittent fasting is another thing to take into account. You know, if you're eating healthy, most likely you're into fasting. If you're not, you should be, and just not eating every day. I know some people take off one day a week just not to eat at all, which is a great idea. But what about doing it more? What about eating just once a day or just twice a day? If you cut, let's say you cut out, let's say you used to eating 4 times a day, and now let's say you eat twice a day. So that's 2 less meals you're eating. You've just cut your food bill completely in half. No matter what way you're eating, even if you're not eating a healthy diet, no matter what you're doing, if you're eating half the amount of meals, you're spending half the amount of money. So don't let money stop you from eating healthy and being healthy, and you know, enjoy what you do. Don't eat foods that you don't like and so on. I'm passing this supermarket here. It's very interesting. This was a supermarket that didn't make it. They closed, and when they were closing, they said we got to get rid of everything. So that like literally all the food was more than half price. And not just the food, also the kitchen appliances or just the things that you might need around the house. But the food was literally like so much cheaper. So you might want to check Craigslist also. People sell food there, and there's many different ways to figure it out. But I spend a lot less money now on food than I did when I first started eating this diet and this lifestyle, and it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be, especially if you're making food yourself, and you can do it. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Put those comments below the video. Remember, let me know how much it's costing you each month to eat a healthy lifestyle. Thanks for checking me out. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed at the top of the screen, and have a great day.